And there it is! Turn 4 quest completion! That was incredibly swift.
You here for the tour?
But we can maybe do a little bit of damage here. Double Portal is going to help our cause. We can put them down to 9 health. And maybe over a couple of turns, if they stay at 9, maybe we can beat them. They'll probably play Tams in here. There it is. Now if they stay at 9 health, maybe we have a chance. But there is the armor gain. And now our hopes and dreams of bursting them down, I think, have evaporated. Oh look, a giant. Oh, another one. Oh sure, add a third giant to the mix. Tap into another giant? A fourth giant perhaps? No? Okay. This is turn 5. Now look, I'm well aware I'm playing a tier 4 deck. An off-meta deck that has no chance of beating Warlock. But at the very least, I would have hoped to have lasted a little bit longer. But it is what it is. Okay, what deck are we playing today? This is a Jade Elemental Shudderwock Shaman. And I was made aware of this deck by the wonderful people from the For Doomhammer Discord server. That is a Shaman-specific Discord server. And that led me to Hearthstone, where I found this deck list, courtesy of a player called Raptor with Wings. That's a great name. But now, you are asking the question, why the hell am I playing this deck? Well, it's a Shudderwock deck, and you all know about my obsession with the Shudderwock. I'm always searching out new Shudderwock decks to play. The Shudderwock is my favourite card in Hearthstone now, and it has been now for, what, 6 months to a year at least. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of playing the Shudderwock. But you're still asking me the question, why? Why play this deck? Why play the Shudderwock in this meta? After all, it is a meta infested with Warlocks, and the nerfs that Blizzard put out did nothing. They nerfed Dark Glare, sure, but they didn't touch the questline. And the questline was one of the big problems, particularly in Wild, where they can complete the questline incredibly swiftly. And as a result, it makes slower decks like this unplayable. However, that has not put me down. That has not demotivated me significantly. I am still determined to have fun. And so at Legend rank, where I don't care about my rank, I am still determined to play these fun decks. And thinking back over time now, over 2 to 3 years, when a new expansion comes out, often it's been Warlock that's been a problem. And Blizzard would put out some nerfs, and then my off-meta decks would be playable again. This is the first time in maybe 2 to 3 years where after a series of nerfs, nothing has happened, and I still can't play my off-meta decks. So that is quite disappointing, but I'm not going to lose hope. Wait, I'm not going to lose hope, you hear me say? And then you look at the win rate of this deck, 7%. Very impressive, right? Yes, 13 losses and 1 win. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. First of all, I'm playing an off-meta deck. I have to be realistic about things. Secondly, the nerfs did nothing. I'm always going to lose to Warlock, no matter what. Thirdly, against some of these other opponents, I actually came pretty close to winning, which isn't too bad. So I'm looking at the positives within this situation. But the most positive aspect to comment on is that 1 win against the Paladin. 13 losses and 1 win. And that 1 win was all I needed to remain positive, to remain upbeat, to remain hopeful. Because I got that 1 win, and that 1 win was all I needed. Because I got to play the Shudderwock. That satisfied me. It really did. In fact, that is the game that we're going to look at. And thinking ahead to the future, I'm sure that things will settle down. I would seriously hope that Blizzard take another look at Warlock in both Standard and Wild, because I think it's still a problem in Standard. And maybe there'll be some further nerfs, some further changes to the quest, and if need be, I'll wait till the next expansion or the next mini set. I honestly don't mind. I really don't. I'm in it for the long game. Let's see what happens in the future. But look, if you are playing an off-meta deck like this, and if you do face a Warlock, the best thing you could do is concede. Why waste your time, honestly? Time is precious. Okay, let's take a look then at this game against the Paladin. So, this deck, Elementals and Jade cards. Interesting combination. I think the deck suffers a little bit because it lacks a 1-drop that you can put onto the board. There is that 1-cost elemental that you can play that gets buffed when you play other elementals. Maybe that would be good in this deck. I forget the name of the card. But I really like Cage Match Custodian in this deck. It draws you the Jade Claws. And that allows us to sequence into Arid Stormer. So, in terms of how one wants to play this turn, I guess we just sacrifice the Wind Fury minion, kill the mini-bot. I think that's fine. We have a really nice follow-up next turn, though, into the Granite Forgeborn. Okay. This is good. And the beautiful thing about that card is, not only does it discount the elementals in your hand, it also discounts the elementals in your deck. That's a bit of a problem, but we can deal with it. We can deal with it indeed, and there are different ways to deal with it in our hand. Now I like this. I think this play gets us a nice little taunt on the board, gets us a 1-1 that could be good for trading into one of their minions if it's got a Divine Shield. So I like this play. It's also setting us up for the Lurker, the Lilypad Lurker next turn.
Don't worry, loves. The
If they play a big buffed up minion that needs to be hexed.
The light dims.
Do we want to play Lilypad Lurker on one of those minions? I don't think so.
By fire, be purged.
I think Jade Lightning is absolutely fine here. Alright. We're in a relatively good spot here, I think. Our weapon can maybe do a little bit of work for us next turn. To help us kill something like the Bannerman, for example.
Have you no respect for the
Now, that's got 5 health. That's a bit annoying, a bit awkward. So I was thinking of the Lilypad Lurker. But the Slogger, I think, was just a very clean way of helping to clear up that board. So we'll save the Lurker. I'm sure we'll find a reason to use the Lilypad Lurker at some point in this game. And Aya in our hand, ready to go. Very exciting to see Arya in a deck again. It's been a while. Kangor? I think that's a target. Alright. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. Didn't press the hero power button there because I'm staring at this Shudderwock and thinking, oh, maybe I want to play the Shudderwock next turn.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
And if we do play the Shudderwock, maybe we want room on the board to replicate those Jade Golems.
Reporting for duty.
Actually, we don't play the Shudderwock this turn. We play more Jade cards, I think.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
Also worth noting that Jade Spirit is an elemental. So there is synergy with the Forgeborn. I think that is pretty awesome. Okay. Maybe next turn we play the Shudderwock then. The key thing is for our opponent not to concede, right? Because we need to get the Shudderwock value. And worth noting, it is a golden Shudderwock, which is even more exciting.
Unity, precision.
Ooh, that's a big mech. And I have a feeling they're going to go face with it. Yeah, I want to emote. I want to say, wow, that's huge. Thinking about going face? Yep. Face is the place. Face is indeed the place. However, it is time for the Shudderwock. So brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for this value.
My jaws that bite, my claws that jack.
Oh, frog. And that is quite the board. What a beautiful board. With a Wind Fury Shudderwock. Oh my goodness, that is a 10 attack, Leroy, and 1 off lethal. Wow. Wow. Didn't see that coming. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Jade Elemental Shudderwock Shaman. Really fun deck to play. I like the Jade and Elemental combination matching up with the Shudderwock. It's really cool, and I think with a little bit of refinement, maybe this deck could be more viable, perhaps. But of course, the fact remains, 13 losses and only 1 win with this deck. But the key thing to note is that I've had fun playing the deck, and that is, in my opinion, the most important thing. So if you are thinking of playing this deck, it costs 5,520 dust. Please be aware that you may not win very many matches on the Wild Ladder. But if you already own the cards, maybe you want to give this deck a try just for fun and see if you can do better than me and actually get more wins than I did. And the wider point to note here is that it's all about fun, and I don't care if I win or lose. As long as I'm having fun playing the decks that I'm playing, as long as I can concede against Warlock and not waste anyone's time and move on, then I can still enjoy my Hearthstone experience. And I will hold out for some changes on Blizzard's side with Warlock. We'll see if they do anything. I'm happy to wait for another few months. I'm happy to wait for a year. It doesn't matter. Given the size of my collection in Hearthstone, I'm always going to be able to find something that I can enjoy, okay? Even if it's not Shudderwock Shaman. If it's something else, there's always something that I can enjoy playing, either within Standard, Wild, or even Battlegrounds or Duels, which I kind of enjoy as well. So there's always going to be something for me, and I'm happy to wait this out until my beloved Shudderwock decks become playable again at some point, maybe in the future. It's interesting to note that in the past with Wild, often it's been Warlock that has been a problem after new expansions. And then Blizzard would do something about it a few weeks or a month later, and then suddenly things become more manageable and more playable again. And over the last couple of years, I've been able to hit Legend with off-meta decks like Shudderwock Shaman and Jade Druid on multiple occasions. So previous metas have allowed me to play off-meta decks and still succeed with them. I'm hoping that after a few more changes get made, that maybe we can still go back to that old reality where off-meta decks still have some viability. But until then, I'm going to remain positive, and we'll see what happens. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone, and I will see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun. Until then, please stay safe, please look after yourselves, and as always, please be good to one another.